All right, everybody. We're going to talk about some more pipes. Just to recap the previous module, we had set up a parts list. So we have our storm parts part list. We have all of those parts mapped to our different rules. So make sure you have that set up first before you start creating any pipe networks. And once that has been set up, then you can go into your prospector tab, and I'd make sure you've got some profiles set up and some surfaces that you can access. But your first step is then to go into the pipe network section, right click on networks and go create pipe network by layout or by object. So if you've laid out some polylines and some line work, you can create your pipe network from those objects, or if you want to create it from scratch, you can click the create pipe network by layout. That brings up your uh, properties box here, and I'm just going to call this uh, storm sewer. I'm going to use my parts list that I created. Make sure you click the correct one, and make sure you're accessing a particular surface. So this is usually your finished ground surface that you want to access. Select that from the list, and if you want to select an alignment, go ahead, but if your network accesses different alignments, then I would leave that blank, and you can select the alignment as you move along. So I usually leave the labeling for after the network has been laid out because it gets a little too cluttered. You can always label afterwards. So you'll click OK. Your network will be created in the list here, and it'll show you all the list of pipes and structures if there is any. So on our toolbar here, we're just going to double check a couple of things here where you can come in and check some of the settings you just previously set up. That should all be set. Make sure you've got your surface selected, and here you can pick the alignment, which we don't have one, and your parts list as well. So the first thing you want to do is set up what type of parts you want to start by creating. So let's say we wanted to create a network using some maybe smaller PVC pipe. Here we're going to select pipes and structures. This button's important here because we have to know which way we're moving up or down on the surface. So if I take a look at my surface here in this example, I've got a surface displayed by border only. I can see that the surface is about 83 meters on that side. It raises up to about 86, and then a 90. So if I wanted to start at this end of my, let's say this is my outlet, and I wanted to start creating my pipe at this end, then and move my way to the east, then I'm going to have to make sure that this button here is selected to the upslope because I'm moving up the hill. If I'm going the other direction this way and I'm moving down the hill, my elevation is decreasing, then I'll make sure I select that in the downslope. So that's very important. You can change that later, but it's much easier to set that up before you start laying the pipe. So I'm going to be moving up the hill, and I'm going to go ahead and create some pipes and structures all at the same time. So you're going to get to a point where you're going to probably want to swap some of these parts out as your network moves down the different parts of the alignment. You can switch that later. I usually just leave the same part size as I'm going through, or you can change it on the fly too if you want. So if you have a object that you can snap to, you can go ahead and click a point if you want, and then just start laying out your points if you like. But if you had certain offsets and stations you had to abide by, then you might want to use a different tool. Just so you know, if you're working with the City of Calgary standards guidelines, you're going to have to know what your offset distances are going to be. So first you're going to have to find out what type of road your pipe is traveling along, and then you'll determine by the cross-section value what the offset is. So in this case here it shows us that our storm pipe is 7.75 meters from the property line. If I want to measure it from the center line, then I can still do that too. In this case, my storm pipe would be offset 0.25 of a meter from the center line. or 7.75 from the property line, whichever you want to use. So if that was the case here, if I wanted to start my next point at a certain station and offset, I would have to use my key-in command, which is my apostrophe SO, which stands for station offset. So when I select that, it's going to first ask me select the alignment you want to reference. So I pick that alignment, and then it says what station do you want to go to. So you can either snap to the station or you can type it in if you want. Let's say I wanted to go to station 1140. Then I can type that in there and it'll ask me for my offset. So if I wanted a positive 0.25 offset from the center line, I can type that in also, and then it'll plot me in a new structure and a pipe along with that. So those are those options as well. And like I say, you can snap to line work if you like, but go ahead and lay in the rest of your pipe. So I'll use that one more time, my station offset command, and I'll go to station, let's say 1215, and I'll do another offset of 0.25 and keep on going till I get to the end, and I'll just snap to this station here and give it a 0.25 offset as well, and hit enter a couple of times to end the network. Now if you want to change some parts, they're all at the 375 millimeter PVC, so if you wanted to change that, you can select any part that you want, and notice when you pick a part, it gives you a contextual menu with all different types of features specific to laying out pipes. So here I've got a swap part option, so let's say I want to move into a 450 pipe there perhaps, and maybe here my last pipe on the line might be, because I'm traveling, my outlet is at this end, this might be a larger pipe, like maybe a 600 concrete, for instance. Or sorry, select your pipe, click swap part, and then say 600. Okay, and now you should see that difference in the plan view as well. Now you probably want to draw these pipes in and these structures in your profile view. So what you can do is you can select all of your structures in that network, and if you want, if you want to draw them all at once and they're all going into the same alignment, then you can just go ahead and go select similar and pick them all if you want to. And then right click and go draw parts in profile view, and then what you'll do is you'll pick the correct profile that references that alignment, select it, and you've got yourself a pipe network. So that's how you can get your pipes in to that profile view and lay out your pipes that way. So check out the next video for how to edit pipes and work with some of the different editing tools. Thanks.